I'm pretty sure the last time you saw me was 4 years ago when I first received the Wilbert R. Wiedeman Scholarship. I do remember that day very specifically. Growing up in a single mom household, it was very difficult for us to kind of imagine how we were going to afford college, and it was just an overwhelming day for me, but all positive emotions.
I walked into the room and I felt very overwhelmed in that moment, but also very grateful. It was like a weight lifted out of my shoulders, and it felt really nice for sure, because I didn't have to stress about a whole lot of other things that maybe could have been thrown my way.
At that time, I was really nervous about attending college due to the fact that I didn't have the funds to attend, and if going to college was even an option. So when I got the scholarship, I was just super, happy, amazed, and there was just so many feelings at that moment.
Last time you guys saw me was probably my senior year of high school when I was first awarded the scholarship, surrounded by faculty and my mom. School's been going really well for me. I really loved being in college. Even when I was in for the interview after winning the scholarship, I talked about how I wanted to be a clinical psychologist, and I'm currently still on that path. I decided to go to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, so not too far away from home, but still got that little bit of change. I have loved my experience here, but there definitely has been some ups and downs. And to be completely honest, my first few months in Nebraska were really hard. I felt like I didn't have any friends, and it was hard for me to put myself out there. But then I got back into things. I got transferred into the Alpha Phi sorority here, and things really started to turn around. I started meeting some of my best friends. I started getting involved in a lot of extracurriculars, and I really pushed myself to basically have no time to sit around because I didn't want to waste any of the time that I had here.
So my first year and a half, I studied elementary education. I just wanted to be involved in many communities and just help in a lot of ways, so I figured human services was a better path for me. And me being bilingual, I feel like it would impact a lot of communities, because I remember growing up, my parents, they needed a translator, for example, for the free and reduced lunch when my mom was helping me apply, or when they needed help with the DMV, or just anything that is kind of casework related. My parents really never had that, so me being able to provide that support system to different families is something that I really wanted. Being here at the University of Northern Colorado for 4 years, I have noticed that, changing and just changing things up is totally okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I feel like it helps you evolve as a person, and you get to learn more things about you that you have never really thought you had in yourself before.
College has taught me a lot, let's just say, about life. I learned a lot about myself and how to advocate for myself, how to ask for help. As a first-gen student, it is kind of difficult to find a support system that truly knows the difficulties that college will bring. I also learned about how to work with different people. I think something big that I did learn throughout college is about failure and resilience. Something I keep telling myself, and something that I've learned, is just because you fail doesn't mean that it's not for you. I just think learning how to adapt to those changes and learn from your mistakes and grow is something that I will take on with me after I graduate.
Definitely a lot of life lessons in college. I learned a lot about myself, whether it was photography, when I'm capturing just photographs of individuals having fun at a football tailgate or at a basketball game. And so I've learned a lot about myself through that way, and how I can create and how I can just showcase so much emotion just through one photo. I've learned so much about just being independent too. It's very important for sure to navigate yourself and to learn a little bit more about yourself, whether it's your love life, your relationships with individuals, with your work life, what you're passionate about. If I wouldn't have gone to college, pursued a career at CSU or a degree at CSU, I definitely wouldn't have found out all these aspects about myself.
I do want to say thank you to everyone and every donor who gave me the opportunity to receive the Wiedeman Scholarship. These 4 years have been amazing. The Wiedeman Scholarship they are willing to pay for my first year for my master's, so I am really excited about that. I never imagined myself going to go get my master's. I just can't wait to see what the future holds for me.
And so receiving the scholarship was just, it allowed me to not have to worry about, well, how am I going to pay for my classes, how am I going to pay for my books, my housing, my food, everything that it provided me. It was such heavy weight that was lifted off my shoulders, and it allowed me to kind of spend my time, yes, focusing on school, but also building relationships with others, meeting new people, learning more life skills.
I know a couple of friends around me that have to have 2 or 3 jobs on campus or off campus to be able to to pay their bills, pay rent on top of their education bills. And so if I wouldn't have received this help that I did receive, I definitely would have been lifting a lot of heavy weight.
Going to college wasn't even really in the cards for me at first because of finances at home and just things like that, but I knew that I really wanted to pursue a career and I wanted to pursue a bachelor's degree, and the Wiedeman Scholarship just completely changed my life around.
I just want to thank everybody for their very kind generosity and giving back to individuals, and you have allowed us really to succeed in so many levels and allowed us to experience so much in life at the end of the day. And so thank you for giving.
Thank you for believing in us and being able to provide us with this grand opportunity. It truly means a lot for us to be able to, seek a college education and just kind of expand ourselves and being able to follow our dreams and be able to pursue what we want to do in life.
Thank you from not even just for me. You didn't just help me, you helped the other scholarship recipients, and you're helping the next generation of students to be able to do the things that they want to do and to be able to have the careers and the things that they've always planned on.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for such an amazing opportunity and for being so generous, and it just feels amazing to know that such generous donors are willing to help make things possible for people like me and people that may experience the same things that I'm experiencing. So it makes me very emotional, but thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it.